Hello everyone and welcome back to Alex English Studio, where English becomes practical, natural, and useful in real life. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm Maya. Today we're talking about something that affects almost every English learner at some point, targeted speaking mistakes that block fluency.
That's right. Many learners spend months or even years studying English. They learn vocabulary, they learn grammar, they watch videos, they listen to podcasts. Yet when they try to speak, they still feel stuck.
I think many learners can relate to that. Sometimes it feels like you know English, but speaking still doesn't feel smooth.
Exactly. And often the problem isn't a lack of knowledge. The problem is certain speaking habits that silently block fluency. Today, we're going to uncover those habits and learn how to replace them with better ones. Okay, in this episode, we'll discuss the biggest speaking mistakes learners make, why fluency is often blocked by habits, not ability, how perfectionism slows speaking, why translating causes hesitation, the danger of focusing only on grammar, practical exercises to improve fluency naturally, how to develop smoother conversations. Now, before we begin, like this video, subscribe to Alex English Studio, and turn on the notification bell.
And share this episode with someone who wants to speak English more fluently.
All right, Maya, let's begin. What is the biggest mistake learners make when trying to become fluent? One of the biggest fluency killers is waiting until your English is perfect before speaking. Honestly, Maya, this is one of the most common habits I see among English learners around the world. Many learners believe they need to reach a certain level before they are allowed to speak. They think, my grammar isn't good enough yet. I need another 6 months of study. I need to learn 5,000 more words first. My pronunciation isn't native-like. And because of these thoughts, they keep postponing speaking practice. Weeks become months, months become years, yet they still don't feel ready.
That sounds very true. I know learners who study English every day but rarely speak it.
Exactly. And here's the irony. Speaking is the activity that helps you become fluent. But many learners avoid speaking until they become fluent. It's like saying, I'll start exercising when I become fit. It doesn't work that way. You become fit by exercising. You become fluent by speaking. Okay, let's understand what happens psychologically. When learners aim for perfection, they create pressure. That pressure creates fear. The fear creates hesitation. The hesitation creates silence. And silence prevents improvement. Imagine you're having a conversation. Someone asks, "What did you do last weekend?" Instead of answering naturally, your brain starts working overtime. Should I use past simple? Was it went or have gone? What if I pronounce this incorrectly? By the time you finish thinking, the conversation has already moved forward.
So perfectionism doesn't improve fluency, it actually blocks it.
Exactly. Fluent speakers understand something important. Communication is more important than perfection. Their goal is not to produce perfect English. Their goal is to express ideas clearly, and that's why they improve faster. Okay, let's imagine two learners. Learner A, I'm not ready to speak yet. Studies grammar for another year, still feels nervous. Learner B speaks every day, makes mistakes, learns from those mistakes, gradually becomes more fluent. Who improves faster? Usually learner B, because speaking creates growth, not waiting. Okay, let's all wrap this all up. Don't wait to become fluent before speaking. Speak to become fluent. That single mindset shift can transform your English journey.
Now let's talk about another major fluency blocker, translating every sentence in your head. Many learners don't even realize they're doing it, but translation creates a huge bottleneck.
Can you explain how that works?
Absolutely. Imagine someone asks, "What are your plans for tomorrow?" Instead of answering directly, your brain does this. Step 1, create the answer in your native language. Step 2, translate it into English. Step 3, check grammar. Step 4, check vocabulary. Step 5, finally speak. That's a lot of work. Your brain is essentially managing two languages at the same time. It's like trying to drive while constantly looking at a map every few seconds. You'll move forward, but very slowly. That's why many learners say, I know what I want to say, but I can't say it quickly. The problem isn't knowledge. The problem is translation. For example, native language thought, I need to buy groceries after work. Translation process,
Need, buy, groceries, after, work. Lots of delay. Now, direct English thought. I need to buy groceries after work. Immediate. Natural. Smooth.
So the goal is to start thinking directly in English?
Exactly. Not all at once, but gradually. Daily practice. Start small. When you wake up, I'm awake. When you're eating breakfast, this coffee tastes good. When you're walking, it's a beautiful day. When you're working, I need to finish this task. Simple thoughts. Repeated every day. Over time, your brain begins forming English automatically. That's when fluency starts growing.
Another common mistake is learning vocabulary in isolation. Many learners spend hours memorizing word lists, but later they discover something surprising. They recognize the word, yet they can't use it naturally.
I've experienced that. Sometimes I know the meaning of a word, but I don't know how to use it in conversation.
Exactly, because words rarely appear alone in real life. They usually appear in patterns and phrases. Let's look at the word decision. Knowing the meaning is useful, but native speakers rarely say only decision. Instead, they use phrases like make a decision, important decision, difficult decision, final decision. These word partnerships are called collocations, and they're incredibly important for fluency. Why phrases improve fluency? When you learn phrases, your brain stores complete language chunks. Instead of building every sentence from scratch, you retrieve ready-made pieces. For example, instead of creating this sentence word by word, I want to express my opinion. You automatically use in my opinion. Much faster, much smoother. Better vocabulary strategy. Instead of learning improve, learn improve your skills, improve your English, improve communication. Instead of learning opportunity, learn great opportunity, career opportunity, opportunity to learn. This method dramatically improves speaking speed.
Now let's discuss something surprising. Grammar can help fluency, but grammar can also hurt fluency when used incorrectly.
That sounds confusing. How can grammar hurt fluency?
When grammar becomes an obsession, some learners treat every conversation like an exam. They constantly monitor themselves. Every sentence becomes stressful. Instead of listening to the conversation, they're thinking, is this present perfect? Should I use a preposition? Is this grammatically correct? That constant checking slows everything down. What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday. Should I use simple past? Let me think.
The natural flow disappears. Fluent speakers think differently. They focus first on communication, then they improve accuracy over time. Remember, communication first, perfection later. During conversations, don't aim for perfect grammar. Aim for clear communication. After the conversation, review mistakes and learn from them. That's a much healthier approach.
Many learners want to improve speaking but ignore listening. That's like trying to write music without ever listening to music.
So listening is actually connected to speaking?
Very closely connected. Listening teaches your brain how English really sounds. Now, what listening develops? Pronunciation, intonation, rhythm, vocabulary usage, conversation flow, natural expressions. For example, if you repeatedly hear, that makes sense. I totally agree. What do you think? Eventually, these phrases become automatic. You won't need to create them, you'll simply use them. Now, our listening challenge. Spend 20 minutes every day listening to English, not just passively, actively. Notice common phrases, pronunciation patterns, useful expressions, natural responses. This habit alone can dramatically improve speaking.
Let's discuss one of the biggest emotional barriers to fluency, fear of mistakes.
I think almost every learner struggles with this.
Absolutely. Many learners treat mistakes like disasters, but mistakes are actually signs of progress. Think about learning any skill. When cycling, playing piano, swimming, football, mistakes are expected. Language learning is no different. Children's secret. Children become fluent because they aren't afraid to be wrong. They experiment constantly. thousands of mistakes, thousands of corrections, and eventually fluency. Confident reaction. Instead of, "My English is terrible," say, "Let me try again." Instead of, "I always make mistakes," say, "I'm improving every day." Small mindset changes create huge confidence gains.
Finally, let's talk about the most obvious fluency blocker: not speaking enough.
Many learners spend hours studying, but only a few minutes speaking.
Exactly. Imagine reading hundreds of books about driving. Would that make you a good driver? Not really. Eventually, you must drive the car. The same principle applies to English. Why speaking matters. Speaking trains speed, confidence, vocabulary recall, sentence formation, and real-time communication. Daily speaking routine. Try this simple routine. Morning, describe your plans. Afternoon, talk about what you're doing. Evening, summarize your day. Before bed, speak for 1 minute about something you learned. That's 4 speaking sessions every day, even if you're alone. Recording practice. Record yourself speaking for 2 minutes. Listen back. Notice hesitations, pronunciation, repeated mistakes, areas to improve. This exercise accelerates fluency growth.
Now let's bring everything together. Fluency isn't one skill, it's a collection of habits. Replace this, waiting for perfection, with speaking regularly. Replace this, translating constantly, with thinking in simple English. Replace this, memorizing isolated words, with learning useful phrases. Replace this, fear of mistakes, with curiosity in learning. Replace this, studying without speaking, with daily communication practice.
When you look at it this way, fluency feels much more achievable.
Exactly. Most learners don't need more information. They need better habits. And good habits practiced consistently lead to fluency.
Let's recap today's lesson. The biggest speaking mistakes that block fluency are waiting for perfect English, translating every sentence, learning vocabulary without context, obsessing over grammar, not listening enough, fearing mistakes, and speaking too little.
And the good news is that every one of these habits can be changed.
Exactly. Fluency is not a talent that only some people have. It's a skill built through consistent practice, smart habits, and real communication. Every conversation you have is another step forward. Every mistake teaches you something. Every day of practice makes English feel more natural. So don't focus on being perfect. Focus on being consistent. If this episode helped you, like this video, subscribe to Alex English Studio, turn on notifications so you never miss a new lesson. Share this episode with a friend who wants to speak English more fluently. Comment below, which fluency blocker affects you the most, and what will you do this week to overcome it? In our next episode, we'll talk about how to improve your accent and pronunciation. Until then, keep practicing, keep speaking, keep improving. And remember, fluency grows when communication becomes a daily habit, not a perfect performance.